What's up, guys? I'm Travis, and you're watching Upgraded RC. Welcome back, everyone. In between the last video and this video, I managed to have enough time to do a Team Upgraded RC paint job on our bomber here. I took my Team Upgraded RC stickers and had them do a reverse image on them so that I could stick them on the inside of my Lexan body and they would show up here on the outside the way they're supposed to be. Same thing as my stripes. That way they're all underneath and the rock shouldn't be getting to them too bad. That's the way it should be. And then I've got another sticker here on the doors. So I think that turned out pretty good. I put a gunmetal gray behind all of it to make it kind of pop. You guys can leave a comment down in the section below if you want to comment on it or tell me what you think of our new paint job. Anyway, guys, today, and I know I've already been through 3 motors on this. We've had the stock one, we've had the Holmes Hobby 558 turn in here, and right now there's a Holmes Hobby Torque Master 27 turn in here. Well, those are all brushed motors, guys. What I really wanted was a brushless motor. They've been out of them for a while. My hobby shop just got them in. Actually, this is a brushless motor and ESC combo. A smart ESC, guys. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. You're thinking, why didn't you put a Tekin 412 Rock HD in there and maybe a Tekin RX4 ESC? Well, I could have done that, guys. There's lots of people out there doing that. It's proven. It works really good. You know what? This is Upgraded RC. That's why I've had so many different motors in here in such a short amount of time, because we test them and I do reviews on them. And I know this has been out for a little while, but there's not a whole bunch of reviews on it. And I really wanted to do this one myself and see how good the smart ESC actually is. Why is it a smart ESC? Because it can be programmed. Now, I know almost all the other ESCs out there can be programmed as well, but none of them have a smart programmer for the ESC that you can buy to complete this setup here, this package. Now, with this programmer, I'm going to be able to adjust all kinds of things, guys. I can change my motor timing. I can change the polarity of the motor. I can change the punch of the motor. I can change the drag brake. I don't know exactly what all the percentages are. I'll let you guys know, but it has an awesome drag brake control on here where you can just go infinite from top to bottom. And then it's got a drag brake force, the amount of force you can put on your brakes. This is going to be really cool, guys, and you can adjust it on the fly while you're out in the middle of the field. You can just plug this in and change it right there, right then. You don't need your laptop or anything. Now, this also comes with a USB cable that you can plug into your laptop so that you can download all the newer updates and everything into it, and then you can put them into your car so that you can change the parameters however you want to for whatever it is you're trying to do. Now, another thing that makes this ESC so badass, guys, is the fact that it puts out real-time telemetry directly from the ESC to the receiver and then to your radio. So you have real-time telemetry. There's no lag in it, very little latency. You don't have to download it later into your computer so you can see what your telemetries were. Everything is right there on this. And you don't need any cables, no wires, no modules, nothing else like all the other ESCs when you're trying to get telemetry. You don't need any of that stuff, guys. I know, like, for my Traxxas, if I wanted to use the telemetry on my eRevo 2.0, I've got a whole handful of wires and modules and everything that I have to buy and cram into my car to make it work. This is all built into the ESC. You don't need anything else. Now, if you buy a Spectrum Smart battery, it will also tell you what the voltage of the battery is and all the other different parameters of the battery that you might want to know about. You do not need a smart battery, though, from Spectrum to be able to get the other telemetries directly to your radio. You just need a Spectrum radio with DSMR on it. And then it'll just send everything to you real time. I mean, I don't really care too much about the telemetry, guys, but for some of you that want to see how fast you're going or how hot your motor's running or something like that, it's a pretty good deal to be able to see that on your radio. So that might be something you're interested in as well, but that is not why I bought this ESC. I bought it because it came with a great motor in it. It's got the 1900 kV Spectrum motor in here, the 5mm shaft. This ESC is waterproof. There's all kinds of other great features about this, guys. I'm going to go ahead and I'll put this down here and I'll show you guys what's going on in the box and everything it says on it, just like I always do, and we'll go from there. Okay guys, so we have got a Spectrum Firma Smart 130 amp brushless ESC here. Now this has a continuous current of 130 amps or a peak current of 760 amps. And this is a sensorless brushless motor application. Now guys, this will run between 2S and 4S LiPos, or you could go ahead and also put between a 5 and a 12 cell nickel metal hydride in here. This has a built-in BEC of 6 volts, 4 amps, like I was saying, and that is changeable through the programmer. There's lots of things to change through the programmer, guys. I don't know what they all are, though. And then it's got your weight and your dimensions here. You come down a little bit further, and it says battery connector. Now, it has an IC5 on it, but it's compatible with an EC5. I had to go ahead and purchase an adapter. I'm going to show it to you guys here in a second, so that I could get mine from an IC5 to an EC3. Not a big deal. Let's see here. And then the motor connectors are also the 4mm, and they're the gold-plated connectors. And then this is what some of the modes that you can do here on the programmer are. You've got forward and reverse and brakes, or forward and brake, or forward and reverse. So it's got different modes there that you can set up, and there's also a cooling fan here to keep it cool. Now it's going into the motor on the bottom. This is the 1900 kV brushless motor, and this motor will actually operate from 3 to 6S for a total of 25.2 volts, but we don't have to worry about that in this ESC here because the ESC only goes to 4S. So this should be a really hard motor to blow up. That's a good thing, guys. Now this has an efficiency rating of 86%, and it also has a maximum continuous current of 60 amps. See that? Maximum continuous current of 60 amps. Up here, we have a continuous current of 130 with a peak of 760, so there's no way that this 60 amps is going to draw enough out of this ESC to rob our servo of power, especially after we set up the BEC for what we want it. I'm probably going to set it up for 7.4. It seems to run pretty good on the external BEC I have right now. Well, that's probably about it on here, guys. It's putting out a couple more things here you may want to know, but it is a 4-pole brushless motor. It is sensorless. And then it's got some of the weights and dimensions down here if you guys are interested in this stuff here. So if I flip the box over here, and I got to hold this because it's up on the end now, but they're talking about some of the Firma Smart ESC features. And one of them is Smart All-in-One Telemetry. That's where they're showing you right here your different connector with the IC5. It says that this IC5 connector replaces sensors sending telemetry information to the transmitter directly from the Firma Smart ESC. That's what I was talking about, guys. Well, this also has a very fast, powerful 32-bit ARM M4 processor in it. If I didn't mention it before, this entire setup here is waterproof. It has multiple programming functions, and it's also got multi-point protection. So that's pretty much it for this combo box here. And then here is the smart adapter or link I was talking about that you'll need to go from IC5 to either IC3 or to EC3. Either one is the same. Flip it over here, let me see. I believe this is the correct part number here. It's SPMXCA508. And that's pretty much it. You plug that into your ESC and plug the other end into your battery, and that should take care of the adapter needs that we need. All right, so one more thing here to make this work, guys. This is a Y adapter from MPI Max, and the part number is 2460. Now, you'll understand a lot better why you need this to make this work, I should say effortlessly, to make it work easier for you so that you're not taking this is going to keep you guys from taking your cover on and off the car constantly to plug this programmer in whenever you want to make changes. See, the way the programmer works is the cable that comes with it that plugs into the ESC, where it plugs into is the fan port. So you need to remove your fan cable to be able to plug in the programmer to the ESC. So what this is going to do is this is going to plug into the port where the fan goes, and then your fan's going to plug into this Y adapter, and on the other Y adapter, we're going to plug in the link for our programmer. So that way we can have the fan and the programmer plugged into the ESC at the same time, both of them working all the time. What's that going to do for us, guys? Well, when I plug the link into this Y adapter, I can run that length or that cord all the way to wherever I want to, the back of the car, maybe coming out the bottom, tucked away somewhere nicely, so that I can just plug in my ESC programmer and make changes in the field without having to take my body and my cover and everything off and unplug my fan to do that. So for $5.50, guys, I would say this is something that you need to complete this package. It's going to save you so much time trying to take your cover off in the field and make changes. It's just going to be frustrating that way. I'd rather just be able to plug it in and go without removing not even one bolt, guys. Well, now that I've shown you guys what we got here, let's go ahead and throw it in. I'm not going to take the time to show you guys step by step each bolt to take out of here and to remove the shocks to get your cover off and stuff. I'm not even going to show you how to mount the motor up. This will be the 4th motor in this bomber and the 3rd time that I will have replaced it with a stock one. So there's plenty of other videos out there. If you guys need to know exactly how to do this, go watch one of my past videos. I'm going to go ahead and throw this in here. I'll do a little bit of explaining to you before I put the top back on though, and show you what I did, and then we'll go ahead and go from there. So here it is, guys, all mounted up. Now, you will have to go get a different pinion. The pinion off your stock bomber will not fit. This is a 5mm. You're keeping the same pitch. It's still 32 pitch, but this is a 5mm shaft instead of the smaller one the bomber comes stock with. Now, the smallest one that I had here was a 13, so that's what I decided to go with. A reason why I'm going with such a small gear, and I wish I had a little bit smaller one. Around here, I know they said this is not for rock crawling, but a lot of the courses that we have, I mean, I'm in Colorado here, there are a lot of rocks. So I found it's better to go with a smaller pinion to be able to get over some of these obstacles, and I still have a pretty good amount of top speed on the top. So anyway, this is what it looks like all mounted up. It was a pretty tight fit. One thing I'd like for you guys to note is right here where the wires come out of your motor. I had them facing up before, and it was a little bit too tall. My cover wouldn't fit, so I had to take it back off and turn it so the wires were down on the side. That way it fits, no problems at all. The ESC is quite a bit bigger than the stock one. I had to turn it sideways instead of setting it back in the original direction it was in. That's the only way I could get it to fit. And then the other thing, the hardest thing that I had the problem with, guys, was trying to figure out where to mount the button on this thing. It's got a button to turn it on and off, and there's also one other little tiny, I don't know if you can see it back there, there's one other little button behind this button, and that is your set button. So that if you do not have a programmable ESC programmer, then you're going to have to take and use this set button back here behind this power button to do all your settings. So anyway, keep that in mind. I figured this would be a pretty good place for it. It's kind of a short cord, but I screwed it down to this, this other servo mount for our 2-speed shifter here for right now. That's where it's going to sit. And I'm able to get my finger up underneath the roll cage here and just barely get to that and touch it, but it does work. Okay, let's go ahead and start this up here and just see how it runs. I would recommend you guys do this before you button anything else back up. That way, if there's a problem or an issue, you can take care of it right now. It's a lot quicker than having to take your whole cover and everything back off again. So let's see what we got here. Oh, I got to turn it on. That's right, I forgot. This one's got a switch. I just showed it to you guys. Here it is right here. Boom. Turns red. Fires up. I got green lights flashing. I guess our Y adapter and harness worked. I can hear the fan, I can feel the fan moving, so the fan is on. Let's go ahead and see what we got here. Oh, we got steering left and right. And we got speed. Wow, that's quite a bit quicker than the other one I had on there, guys. I can't wait to get this all mounted back up and go try it out. Everything is correct. It looks like it is spinning in the correct direction. I've got forward. I guess I've got reverse too, but it looks like it's going to have to be set up a little bit. It's not quite adjusted where I want it to be. Okay, well, everything works, guys. Everything fits. I did use quite a bit of zip ties to make sure that it was all tucked in there and nothing was sticking out. And then just so you guys know, right here is my other Y adapter coming off the ESC. I'm going to tuck it back here just underneath my spur gear for now and let it kind of hang there. That way I can plug in my link to that and we can go ahead and do our programming. If it turns out to be in the way or something, I'll have to find someplace else for it to sit. But for right now, I think that'll work out just fine. Okay, guys, so we got it all back together. I got it all buttoned up. We went out in the backyard. I gave it a little bit of a test run. I just wanted to see how all the stock settings on the ESC were programmed and the way that it was going to run stock out of the box. I got to tell you, it's quite a bit faster than the 27-turn Holmes Hobby that I just took out of there, but that was to be expected. The other thing I did notice, guys, if you are used to this bomber with the stock ESC in there being at 50% or 100% of the drag brake, and when you let off the throttle, it slows down pretty quick. The way this ESC is set up right now, stock, I don't think there is a drag brake. If there is, there's very little. I let off and it just kept on going. So be careful. If you're in close proximity to cars or a wall or a house or anything dangerous to your car, stock out of the box, guys. When you take off with this, you're not going to have very much brake at all, so be careful. Now you can go ahead and use your brakes, but just to let off the throttle the way it was stopped before, it just keeps going right now. So we'll have to turn our drag brake up quite a little bit. We can also adjust our braking force with the programmer. So there's a lot of stuff we're going to do here on this next video. Don't want to miss it. Make sure you come back and see it. This way, by doing 2 videos also, guys, for whoever wants to install this, they can get it installed. And for the people who already got this in their vehicle and they're just interested in purchasing the programmer, whether it's worth it or not, that's why I'm doing a second video also. It makes the 2 videos a little bit shorter and you guys can get the information or the content that you actually want. So with that, guys, that's going to pretty much wrap up this video. Now, as always, if you have any questions or anything, please don't hesitate to comment in the section down below. I promise I'll get back with you. It may not be right away, but I promise I will get back with you. Other than that, guys, I'm Travis. You're watching Upgraded RC. Peace out.